So for the bustier, I've gone ahead to shape the underbust and the waist So I've done the necessary reduction, and the next thing I'm going to do is to get the shoulder tightening, and for this I'm using 100% shoulder tightening. So basically all we're going to do is to just, this is 12 cm hair, 12 cm dark hair, 100%. So what you're going to do is to add another 12 cm to it. So you take out 12 cm from this shoulder. We're going to tighten it by 12 cm. That's our 100%. So I'll come here, I'll measure 7 inches. So it's actually out of the neckline. So you just have to figure out how to distribute it so that it works. Looking at it after drafting it, it makes a whole lot of sense. So I'll take 7 from here, then I'll take 5 from here. From this dark leg, I'll take 7, this one. Then from this dark leg, I'll take 5 cm. So that way we'll have 7 cm, 12 cm in total. So I'm going to connect it to the that leg. So this is my 7 cm. Okay. Then this is my 5 cm. So this is my 7 cm here. Basically connecting it to point D where the dot is, which happens to also be the bust line for this this measurement. So the next thing is to flesh it out. Let's see, so that we can curve it. So this is me fleshing it out here. So I'm going to redraw this point, the bust point, to make it more curvy. Do the same thing to this one. So the next thing I'm going to do is to get to the neckline of this. So for this particular blouse, I'm going to be doing 6.5 inches from the neck point, or you come down here, you measure. We're doing 5 inches here. So I have about 8 inches here. I'll just make it 7.5 from this point. 7.5. I'll roll to this part. I'm going to close it. I'll come to the underarm point. I'll raise it by 1/2 inch. Depends, or you can take it down. Since the cape is going to cover it, take it down. Then I'm going to take this to this. So this is where my neckline is starting from. I'll just mark it a bit in case I need to correct it. I'm going to take this to this. And I'm going to tape it down. There's a video on how to shape the underbust, the busts, the waistline, and also create a bustier style line. So you can go ahead and watch that. It's on the channel. So after taping it down, you're going to connect your neckline together. For the neckline, I went ahead to use exactly the underarm point. Then I connected this to the neck, to the center front. So this is what it is. Then I'm going to, so I've connected it. The next thing I'm going to do is to get the upper bust measurement. For the upper bust measurement, you're going to measure what you have here. So here I have 11.5 inches. 11.5 inches. Then here you're going to measure what you have at this bust line. So I have 10.75. So 11.5 plus 10.75, it's 22.25 inches. That's 22 and quarter. So that's what this is, inches. So you're going to divide, the upper bust is 47 inches. So you divide 47 into 2, you have 23.5. Then you minus what you have here. So I'm going to minus this 22.25. That will give me 1.25 inches. So 1 1/4 inches. So I'm going to take out the remaining excess around this side. So I'll come here, I'll measure half inch, and the remaining quarter, I'll just take it out here. You can take out everything here, but just do half. I don't want this to look funny. So the half inch, quarter inch here. So this is it. You can take it out here, you can take it out here, whichever one that works for you. So I've taken out the excess. So this back is going to be straight. So I'm connecting this to this. So this is where the quarter inch was, half inch was taken out. So this is my quarter inch. So we're going to cut. We'll cut this out. Like this is the cutout pattern, but then I'll go ahead and cut out this part. And you notch the bust points. And this is it. Look at this center front. SS. Look at the center front SS. So this is your CF side front. I'm going to cut out this back, slanted line. this is the CV. This is the side back. Up, up, down, down. So this is it. I'm going to cut this on the fabric. So I've placed the pattern on the fabric, and I've marked the necessary sewing allowance. So for this bag, because I reduced it by a quarter, the upper bust, because I reduced it, affected the length of the pattern. So when you join it to this front, the front is a bit longer because I removed that quarter there. So what I did was to add the parts, the amount that was removed, so ½ inch. That's why you have this like this. So I added the ½ inch that was removed, then I added my seam allowance. So I'll go ahead and cut it. So this is what I was saying about the pattern. This is the side back, this is the side front. So we have the side front is a bit higher than the side back. So I went ahead to add the remaining, the difference rather, on the pattern, on the fabric. So this is the pattern cut out. That's the front and that's the back. For the peplum, all you have to do is to just fold this in bias form. Like this. Then you mark, get your radius. Mark the length of the peplum, then you cut to your desired shape. So this is it. So this is the peplum already cut out. Okay, so just get your radius, then depending on how full you want it. So this person is the person is on the big side, so the peplum, I have to reduce it as much as possible. So this is the complete pattern that we need for now. So that's it. Next thing I'm going to do is to cut the lining and cut the stay and put stay on this. I'm using hair stay on the bodies and on the peplum. So the fabric has been stayed with this is hair stay. Then for the lining, if you stay on it too, then there is also wording at the breast part. The next thing is to go join them, iron them, and join them again. So we've joined the bodies together. We've joined the bodies, the panel. The next thing is to just trim out the excess that is there. Also join the lining. All you have to do is to just trim out the excess. Trim out the excess. So I'll just place this, trim out the excess. So this is it, and this is the excess. You just trim out. This is the front, and this is the excess around it at the upper part. Just trim it. Then the next thing is to go trim out the excess at the down part also. The next thing is to now, so because I'm going to attach this lining to the bodies, I am going to sew them differently. I don't want to join them together, so I'll just close this side. This is the back, so I'll just take this back and join to the side and sew the seam allowance that I left. So I'm going to be sewing the side. I'll do the same thing to the lining. Then the peplum, I will join the peplum too, then also join the lining separately. Join the side of the bodies. So this is the bodies and this is the lining. So the next thing is to go close this zipper side on that of the lining. Then you measure what you have around your waist to see if it is the same as the waist measurement. For this waist, this is 41 and a half. So when we join this, we're going to cross check before we fix the peplum. We'll do the same thing to the lining. I have joined the peplum to the bodies of this the bodies of the top. So the next thing I'm going to do, and I've also joined the lining. So now, because I want to fold this, because I'm going to wear this lining into this bodies, I am going to reduce the length of the lining. So as you can see, the lining is not attached to the peplum, neither is the lining attached to the bodies. It's sewn separately. So I'm going to overlock this place at the end of the day, then fold it in using the hemming gun. So, and if we need to do that, the lining has to be shorter. So I need to trim the lining to the length. So this is where the zip stops. I'm going to just take the lining and trim from the zip side. I'll trim out 1.5 inch. I'll just measure where the line at the zip is. So this is what I'm trying to explain. So this is the lining on the top. So from here to here, because this is where this zip stops, you just measure so this 3.5 here. So I'm just going to cut out 3.5 from this, then we'll fold the remaining one inside when we are attaching the lining to the zipper side. So that's what I'm trying to explain. I hope it's clear. So I'm just going to trim it off. I'll measure and trim off. So because this is not equal, we'll not have exactly 3.5. Or 3.5. just going to trim this place off. So for the bodies, I'm going to pin down the lining and the bodies together. I'm going to sew 1/2 inch on the neckline, the upper part, sew it down, then leave space. I've opened, loosen the zipper where I will fix the band of that bow at the back. So I've opened it. So I'm just going to sew 1/2 inch, then notch and top stitch before we can now fix the bow. So for the bow, this is the length of it. So you determine this by measuring the round shoulder measurement, where it is supposed to be. The round shoulder of it, you have to measure the round shoulder. So after getting that, the measurement is what you're going to use for this length. So for this is 53, which I've already cut out, plus seam allowance. Now for the width, it is determined by what you want, how broad or how wide you want the bow to be. So I am using 11 inches here. 11 inches is what I'm using. I'm going to sew half, close the side, because this is unfold. I'm going to close the side by half an inch. Then for the center, when I sew it, first of all, I'm going to put stay here because I want it a bit firm. So I'll put paper stay on it, then close the side, stitch it by half an inch, then iron it. When I do that, I'll bring it and show us what it looks like. I've joined the band for the bow. So I added paper stay to it. Then I joined it at the center, at the side. I just joined it basically. Then I ironed it, then made the center to be at the joining to be at the center. So this is what it looks like. So this is the center of the band. I'm just going to take it in and pleat a bit so that it can have that effect, like this. Then after I plait it, I'm going to use this. Let me plait it first of all. The last one, just pin it. So I'm going to go run a stitch here. Then I'll take this, I'll run a stitch here. Then I'll bring it back. So I've stitched this. I'm going to take this band and turn it like this. Now the width, the amount of firmness you want around this side is determined by what you want. So I'm going to be, I think this is okay for me. I'm just going to measure what I have with that. So this is giving me 3 1/4. I'm going to take this band out now and measure 3 1/4 and close it. Measure what I have here and close it. Join this, join it together, trim out the excess. Then you can go ahead and overlock it. But before I overlock it, let me show you what I intend to do, or what I'm supposed to do to it. So you take this like this. Place it at the center. So this is it. So this is it. I've sewn the facing, the lining to the bodice, and this is the upper part. So the next thing I'm going to do is to get the center of this, and this is the center of it, of the bodice. You also get the center of this. Please make sure you pin this down. You pin this down. This has to be at this part, this, like this. Then you pin it down. Make sure it's at the center of that gathers or that pleat that was sewn initially, so that this thing, then you get the center. Now this this cape or this bow or bag, it's 54 inches. So I have 56 inches on this. This is 56 inches as it is. So what I did was to just measure 1 inch. That I'm going to 1 inch on this side, 1 inch on this side. So this is the part I'm going to sew in. So that 1 inch is going in. It's going to be like this. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to take this and place it the center. In order to be sure that you're on the right track, just make this, fold this like this. So this is it. So you take it, you place it at the center of that blouse, of the blouse. Then pin it down first of all to hold it. So I've pinned it down. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to take this. Now for this side, I've gone ahead to pleat it so that it will enter the zipper allowance. So you're going to let half an inch for the joining of the lining. So you're going to put it exactly where, put it here, a little below the half an inch. So this is it, because you still put your zip. So, and make sure it's around that 1 inch allowance that you left is what you're sewing. It's good. That 1 inch allowance that is there, this is it. There's a chop. It has to be exactly on this zipper allowance. This is the fold of the zipper allowance. So this is it. You pin it down. So this is the half inch. You make sure that it's not exactly on the half inch so that you have space to sew it. So this is the down part and this is the join. So make sure that 1 inch is on that zipper allowance. So this is it here. You pin it down. I'm going to pin this piece down. So this is it. I'm going to stitch here first of all before I fix the zip, then turn, use this to turn, use the lining to turn the remaining part of the upper part. So I'll just close it. So in order to get that pleat at the, on the band, what I did was to just take it like this. So you have to work with what you have here. So I just placed it around here to see how many I can take inside. So that's what I did. please make sure it aligns. Whatever you're pleating here aligns with what you have here already. That is after you figure out it, after you've checked it and you know you are okay with it. So that's what I did. Then I pinned it. So that's how to get this. So I'll go and stitch this down and bring it back. So I fixed the zipper. So this is the band at the back. The band, this is what it looks like. I've attached the zipper to it. The next thing I'm going to do is to take this lining now, the remaining part that was not sewn. I'm going to take it, close this side with the half inch that I have, close it, then top stitch, then close the sew this lining to this side to this point, to this point. Do this, sew this, then so let me just pin it. I'm going to sew this like this, then sew this like this. So I fixed the lining to the zipper side. So this is what it looks like. So this is it. Here's the back. And this is the front. I'm going to hand tack this. Use thread and needle to tack it down. Then for the hem of the peplum, I use the hemming gum to fold in the amount I want to be folded in. So this is it, and this is the back.